writer, world acclaim, you name it. This is the most greatest man that ever existed. His name is Wolfrhymes. And this is the Wolfrhymes Show. Starring Fabian Garcia.
Don't let go, you got to keep dancing. The city lights and girls keep me going faster. There's no time, so go find the girl of your dreams. Hop into a hot car, going 90 on the freeway with me. Live life the way you want to, you ought to, before you grow old. Roll dice on the table, let it gamble, and leave with the goal. I won't settle for less. I own the universe tonight. I'm living my best among the people of the night who like to party. Just keep on moving, baby. This is no time to waste. Go have fun once in your life. It's the weekend for me. It's time to handle my dream. This is the night life, club hopping like a maverick. Vegas, Hollywood, LA to the Bay. I keep on going places. It's crazy if I make a change. This is the night life. We ride the night together. This is the night life. We're living for adventure.
Welcome back. I said, what the fuck? Technical difficulties? Piece of garbage? What the oh, here we go. Welcome back to the Wolfrhymes Show. Hope y'all having a great time. I'm just testing this out. I'm not a comedian, but I want to be one. And I want to know how they work. I don't know how they work. Setups, punchlines. I just sometimes just say funny shit. You know, I try to feel it from my gut. I don't try to formulate a setup and then take a little while and BAM! Like, it's just too scripted. I don't like that. So, I made a little song right here. It's just a loop because I don't want it to be so quiet. It's just crappy quiet. So, it's not a great song either. I mean, this song I did a little loop and I just looped it for, it took me, I don't know, maybe under 20 minutes. So here we go. So now we got music in the background and it's just gonna loop. So it might get a little tiring, but don't expect me to make 20 songs before the show starts so that I can put 20 songs when I'm talking for 30 minutes. So this might get tiring for you, but I'll stop it after a while because I know hearing the same song over and over after a while you get tired. Now, this right here, it's a random question generator. So I'm going to try to boost my spontaneity, try to say something funny after the question, and it might not be funny because I don't like to force being funny. Funny just comes when it comes and it goes when it goes. So I'm sometimes serious, sometimes I'm not, but we'll see what happens. I'm just trying to, tap into the sense of humor. Okay, so the first question is, let's see, what do we have here? First question, what is your least favorite part of your day? Okay, what can I say that's funny? The least favorite part of my day is going to work, because when I get to work, my coworkers don't like me. My coworkers in the old location did like me. I was super extroverted. Now I came to this place and I'm very introverted, and they don't like me. And I don't know how I can make this funny, but they just don't like me. And I feel sometimes like I'm in a movie, like this serious movie here in this new location, and I don't like it. I mean, I don't want a serious movie right now. I want to be funny, but I don't like the force being funny. Next question. That wasn't funny, so let's just go. Next question. Do I have any siblings? Yes. I have 2 brothers, one older, one younger. I think they want to remain anonymous. So, older brother, younger sister, and a mom. What can I say that's funny? I don't know. Next one. What are some things that you shouldn't say at a funeral? Oh, this one. I got this one. Okay, this happened. True story. I swear to... Oh, don't swear. I'm not supposed to swear. But okay. But it really did happen. I was one time at a funeral from my uncle on my dad's side. I rarely see those cousins and uncles. And oh boy. Híjole. I think I pissed them off by accident because... I was standing there. Everybody was just quiet, dead quiet after they talked for a while at the funeral, and all of a sudden I see a woman on my left side, and I feel like she's grabbing me on my spare tire. She's just like massaging it. I'm like, what the fuck? So I don't try to look at her directly. I just like kind of see her from the side of my eye. She's just massaging my spare tire. And I'm like, what the hell was she doing? So then I look and I see, oh no, it's actually this side, yeah. I look down to see that she's grabbing my spare tire, but no, the hand wrapped around, and on this side was my cousin. And then I laughed uncontrollably, super loud, and everybody looked at me, and then he covered my mouth, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, that was true. But maybe the timing was kind of off right there. So maybe it wasn't funny to y'all. But it was funny to me because I laughed my ass off. But yeah, I think they hated me after that. Next question. Would you rather be the smartest moron or dumbest genius? The smartest moron or the dumbest genius? Aren't they the same shit? Let me see. The smartest moron? What the fuck you mean? And then the dumbest genius? What the fuck you mean? Sounds like the same shit. I don't know. Next question. If you knew that you only had a year left to live, what would you do? Well, if I only have 1 year to live, I'd say, you know what? My dad was a strict Roman Catholic. He whipped us for saying words like culo, you know, and other bad words, and he whooped us to hell. And I say, you know what? My dad died when I was 7. I love my dad, but he was a strict Roman Catholic. So I'd say if I only have 1 year left to live, is to become a porn star. That's right. Be bigger than Mike Adriano, just making love to all those beautiful women. Next question. Have you ever been in love? Yes, I have. Twice, madly, psychotically obsessed in love. Oh my gosh, I'm so in love. I still am to this day with this one girl, but the thing is that I have schizophrenia, so when I don't take my meds, that's when the schizophrenia symptoms act up, and the manic bipolar and the paranoia, and I end up at the psych ward. Like, I know, like, you might say, you don't take yourself so seriously. I don't. I've been to the psych ward too many damn times, like 10 to 14 times. And at this point, I'm like, is this shit gonna keep happening? Like, might as well fucking laugh about it, you know? So, anyway, the first time I was in love, I already landed in the psych ward a couple of times. And I was obsessed, in love, madly obsessed in love with, you know, this woman to me was my world. She was, I don't want to say it because it's embarrassing, but it's just because I was taking medications. I was under, you know, like a love spell. I couldn't control myself. I tried to get her out of my mind, but I couldn't. I was madly in love with Lindsay Lohan, and I thought that I was gonna end up with her, and all these ridiculous things that don't make sense. So I was in love with her. She was my world back in, I think, 2002 to 2009. But around 2008, that's when I landed in the psych ward the first time, and that's when I really just thought all these things that weren't true. And I fell in love with her, and she was like my world. I thought I was gonna end up with her. And after a while, it just faded. I don't feel anything for her anymore. Don't get me wrong, she's a babe, but I'm not into her no more. I mean, I'd be her friend, so that's I think that's about it. And why am I not in love with her anymore? Well, I don't know. I just woke up one day and the spell left me. Just the blink of an eye. I don't feel nothing anymore. But a couple of years later down the road, I think it was 2017, I kept working on my comic books, my music, and everything. Everything was going perfectly fine. I didn't end up in the psych ward yet, but all of a sudden, oh my lord, oh my gosh! I mean, I ran into this babe. I don't know if I should say her name because she gets super pissed off. At this point, she's blocked me like, I don't know, it feels like 15 times on Twitter since 2017 till now. She's blocked me, and then at this point I just give up because she's already married now. When I met her, she wasn't married, online, and I was obsessed. But when I met her, I ended up in the psych ward a couple of times because I didn't take my meds. And you might say, well, why do you not take your meds? Well, I don't take my meds because I do believe that they control other things I don't fucking like. For instance, I would never fucking put myself on camera right now making a talk show, fucking being a talk show host. I know I wouldn't have fucking done that, but I'm doing it right now. You know, it's pretty stupid. But I mean, whatever. I mean, the ones that control the medication want me to do this show. Well, I'll do this show. So they want me to spill the beans and tell the truth. Well, okay. So yes, I was in love with that girl. Her name, I just say it, Noelle Brienne. Yes, I've been madly in love with Elle Belle ASMR. But she hates my guts because when I got schizophrenic, I thought all these things that weren't true, and I made these posts that were very rude and sometimes funny and sometimes not funny, and sometimes she just got fucking pissed. And I believe that she, you know, I never heard of the concept twin flames. I've heard of soulmates, but twin flames supposedly, like, I just had this feeling like she was like a mirror to me, and I had, you know, I told myself that she's like a mirror to me. She's opposite in a lot of ways, different in many ways, like opposite, like a mirror. And then next thing you know, when I keep telling myself that she's like a mirror, next thing I fucking know, I run into the concept twin flames. So I'm being serious right now. I'm not trying to be funny, but you know, I run into the concept twin flame, and it's exactly everything they say she is. She's my twin flame. And supposedly, according to twin flame theory, that supposedly two people are destined to be together before they're born. They had a contract with, I don't know, God or something, and that and their family and my family were supposed to, they met up and they signed the contract so that we can be together, and yada yada yada, lies, I believe. So that made it even more difficult towards the end, because that's when I started learning about twin flames, and at this point I'm like, the only thing that ever got me out of the psych wards is becoming super religious, grounded in the word. You know, I'm not saying that I believe that the word of God is the absolute truth, because I know that there's been other Bibles before it, but at least, you know, you're grounded to something of a past that is who knows what parts of it is true and which parts of it are false, but God sees that I'm working on it. So I'm being serious right now. I'm religious. That's the problem with me. I get too religious, I get too serious. But I get religious, I get serious because I fear God. I have been in psych wards, and it's not, when you're there, it's nothing to be laughing. You're scared to death. You feel like you're gonna fucking die. They're gonna kill you, or you're gonna end up, you know, putting yourself in you know, danger because you're thinking things that aren't true. So yeah, so I fell in love with her up until now. I mean, like, at this point, I'm starting to be able to let her go, but I feel like the meds, I don't know who designed this twin flame union. I don't know. I don't think it was God. I think because it's not. I mean, I've heard something in the Jewish Bible that twin flames are written. The 144,000. I don't know. I haven't got too much into that, but anyway, I want to kind of sever the tie with her because she hates my ass, and I still love her, but she fucking hates my ass. What else? So next question. Let's try to focus on being funny again. Do you believe in fate? Do I believe in fate? Yes. Well, this is the way I believe. I believe that up there's a writer for each person, but it's up to the person to have trust with that writer. If you don't have trust with that writer and you become an atheist, then you have free will. I mean, you're not a co-creator no more. You're your own creator. You're your own god. But it's kind of like you have no. It's like, you know, like you're trying to reinvent the wheel. Like you're trying to fucking. Oh, I'm being serious again. Whatever. Who gives a shit? So it's like you're trying to reinvent the wheel. You're trying to make a computer from scratch. Why fucking make a computer from scratch? Why not just fucking use a computer and create shit? I mean, I know somebody else invented it and maybe they have some kind of tabs on you because they created it and you didn't. But to reinvent the wheel, trying to do it yourself is like trying to, you know, swim across the Atlantic with no fucking boat. And, you know, you might make it, you might not. Like, it's stupid. So I do believe in fate, that if you fork your trust, love to my God is Jesus Christ. So I fork my trust and love to him. I believe he writes out a good plan for me. But there's times where I don't really trust him. Like, I feel like sometimes, you know, what if he... I mean, I don't want to anger him because, I mean, like, I know I'm talking right now, but, like, what if he's the devil? No, I can't say that. I shouldn't say that. No, he's not. I don't know. Well, like, I get scared to fork my full trust sometimes over to him because, I don't know. Sometimes I've trusted him a lot, and I've still wound up in the psych ward. I still look like a fool sometimes. So I don't know what he's trying to teach me. I mean, I read the book. I mean, I get confused sometimes, but if there's any one God that I'm going to trust, it's going to be one that, I mean, I don't know if it's true. I know it's written everywhere that he died for me. He died to save me. He knew me before I was born. So if that's true, if that's possible, then I trust that God, because no other God gives up his life to save another. You know, it dies in the worst way. So, I mean, I don't mean to be so religious, but let's move on. What's in your morning routine? My morning routine. I don't have fucking routines. I hate them. I mean, like, as an artist, we don't like to structure ourselves like I don't need to insult the robots, but it's just because robots, that's why they can't be artistic or creative. They're very mathematical, they're very logical, that's why people that are very logical and very okay, I'm not being funny, but who cares? People that are very logical, you know, construction workers, you know, most of the time they can't draw. And because of that, you know, it's like, I don't know, it's like left brain leaves you with no creativity. You might have a very organized space and very organized in physical objects. You can organize things very, very well. Like I could too, but when I start making music, when I start doing stuff like this that's creative, then that's when things start to go out of place. Like I start taking things out of boxes. I start like looking at things that I want to do from those boxes. Like either draw this thing here, or I got a new idea because I opened this box. but then it's messy again, so then I gotta go back and organize. So I go back to my left brain, logical thinking, so I organize the whole place again. So my morning routines, if I had one, because sometimes I do desire a routine, but it's hard. I can't, as an artist, they're not meant to really have routines. Depending on how creative and how much you stay on the right brain. Like right now I'm listening to music. Like what the hell? Like I always am listening to music. So I'm tapping into my right brain all the time. So it's hard to be organized. It's hard to have routines. What's the best thing about your gender? I have a penis. That's the best thing. And what else? Well, because since I was raised by my mom, what sucks? Well, sorry, I mean, what sucks about that? Well, the problem is, I mean, my dad died when I was 7, but and he was super strict, so it would have been, my life probably would have been a lot harder. So I thank my mom, but the problem though is being raised by a mom, you can't raise your voice. You can't. So you. The problem with that is that you don't tap into that adrenaline as much. You don't tap into that anger, testosterone. The only time I ever tap into that is if a guy pisses me off, then I get pissed off. But nowadays, lately, like fights. I'm just like, it's fucking pointless. I mean, unless they really do something to piss you off, like really piss you off, like get in your face and want to fight you, then that's the only time I would want to fight. What else? How did you get your name? Do you know the meaning of your name? Oh, yes. I forgot the meaning a little bit. Fabian is let me look it up. Forgot what it was. Meaning of the word Fabian. Word name. Okay. A member or supporter of the Fabian Society, an organization of socialists. Well, actually, I'm Republican, so. Aiming at the gradual rather than the revolutionary achievement of socialism. No. Relating to the characteristic of the Fabians, the Fabian movement. Translations, word origin. Oh, let me try the name because that one was different. That's the one I saw. Name. The name Fabian is a Latin baby name. What? Baby name? Hold up, let me move this. In Latin, baby names, the meaning of the name Fabian is from the Roman clan named Fabius, meaning, oh geez, bean grower or bean seller? What? Okay, I guess I'm a bean grower, I'm a bean seller. Famous bearer, popular American singer Fabian. Oh, that was from the 60s. Saint Fabian, 3rd century Pope and martyr. Oh, okay. Let me look that guy up. The Pope. Pope Fabian martyr. So let's look up this guy. Okay, so Fabian was thus one of the earliest victims of Decius, dying as a martyr on January 20, 250 at the beginning of the Decian. Oh, hold on, I can't hear. Okay, hold on, wait. Fabian was thus one of the earliest victims of Decius, dying as a martyr on 20 January 250. I don't know why they wrote it like that. At the beginning of the Decian persecution, probably in prison rather than by execution. Fabian was buried in the catacomb of Calixtus in Rome. But why did I remember I found something coincidental, or I don't know what it was about this guy. Let me see what it says. Miraculous nature of his election. Hold on. He is famous for the miraculous nature of his election, in which a dove is said to have descended on his head to mark him as the Holy Spirit's unexpected choice to become the next pope. He was succeeded by Cornelius. Most of his papacy was characterized by amicable relations with the imperial government, and Fabian could thus bring back to Rome for Christian burial the bodies of Pope Pontian and the antipope Hippolytus, both of whom had died in exile in the Sardinian mines. It was also probably during his reign that the schism between the two corresponding Roman congregations of these leaders was ended. He was highly esteemed by Cyprian. Novatian refers to his nobilissima. Well, I forgot what I found very interesting about this story, but let me see. Let me just skim through. He is also said, probably without basis, to have baptized the Emperor Philip the Arab and his son. For more plausible is the report in the librarian catalog that he sent out 7 apostles to the Gauls as missionaries. I don't know what that is. He died a martyr at the beginning of the Decian persecution, is venerated as a saint by the Catholic Church. Fabian's feast day is commemorated on 20 January, the same as Saint Sebastian, in whose church his sepulture lies in Rome. I don't know. I forgot. I think I saw a YouTube video or something. Okay, so I guess his feast day is in about 12 days, the 20th of January. So that's a coincidence right there. Next question. Let me go back. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to be funny. I never try to be funny. It's just when something funny hits me, it comes out of me. It comes and goes. I don't like to force funniness. It's like, that's ridiculous in itself. So, how did you get your name? Do you know the meaning of your name? Okay, I already did that one. Do you keep a journal? No. That would drive me nuts. Like, I tried when I was younger to try to do that, but since I don't like routines, I'm like scattered a lot of times. Like, I'm trying to do this, then this seems interesting, I go over here. Like, I guess I don't have a consistent discipline. I don't have that's just a certain type of artist is like that. He just doesn't. He finds things I find things interesting, so like I want to do that. I don't want to force myself to do something I don't want to do, because that gives me no motivation, no inspiration. If I want to do this thing right now, I want to do it. You know what I mean? If I say, oh, but wait a minute, I have to go back to the routine. I have to do this right now, but I want to do this. No, I do that. I don't want to resist it. I've tried resisting doing things I don't want to do. The only thing I can resist not doing really is doing something I don't want to do is go to work, or if I have to clean up the house or whatever, then I don't want to do that, but I can force myself to do things like that. So yeah, I don't keep a journal. Would you rather be homeless for a year or be in jail for a year? Oh, well, that's obvious. I'd rather be homeless. I mean, in jail, I mean, they can plot against you so that you stay there longer. So, fuck that. I don't want to go to jail. What is one thing you would change about your home? The one thing I would change about my home. Well, I used to have a big ass house. That's my dad was an architect. Well, he got his papers, I think, in the 70s. And when he came over here, he learned how to do some construction work, some landscaping. and then he went under a boss, and the boss taught him how to put what is that called, like the door hinges and all, how to put up doors, like real expensive ones. So he started a business putting up doors for people that he knew, and later he's just spread out and he started making good money, and he learned more stuff about construction, and then he hired a bunch of people. He became a general contractor, and he also learned architecture. Like he I think he went to school for that. Yeah. So he was an architect. He actually helped design the house that I was born in, because the house I was born in was a 1-story house, but he remodeled it to a 2-story house, and we have the plans, the blueprints of the old house. But unfortunately, in 2008, I got sick. I had a nervous breakdown. I couldn't work anymore. I was working 50 plus hours. I had a nervous breakdown. Ended up in the psych ward, and well, they forced meds because I wasn't able to calm down. And when they gave me those meds, well, that's when I became schizophrenic, and I became dependent on medications. And well, I take medication since 2008, and I was 100 pounds lighter before meds. I was 165. I'm like 260 right now, but I was heavier. I was like 280. So like finally now I managed to lose 20, but I did lose one time like 80 pounds doing a lot of jogging, but then I gained it right back because the meds just, well, what it does is it I believe it puts you in a pattern to fuck you up. Things you don't want to do sometimes, you don't want to happen, usually does. Because I don't believe that the people or the higher entities that whispered in the ears of the scientists to build these medications are not perfect. Like some things are good about them. Like I'd rather take them at this point. It's not good for me not to take him, because if I start to not to take him, then I will see too many coincidences, too many patterns in nature or in my life or things like that, and then I start to question reality. I start to question, I start to get paranoid. I start to think people are after me. I can even think that the fucking mailman is gonna put a bomb in my fucking mailbox, and should I kick his fucking ass before he does that? So that's the kind of thinking that can run through my mind when I get sick. So I have to take my meds. So, next question. What is the one thing you would change about your home? Oh, I didn't answer that question. What is the one thing I would change about my home? So I had, that big 2-story house. I couldn't work for a long time, so we weren't able to keep up with the payments. We lost it when I was 26 years old. My dad designed the house. We kept it all that time. But then we moved to another location, smaller. And now we finally moved to another location. And this house, I like it. It's pretty nice. I like it. I mean, it's not as good as the first house, but it's better than the last house I just came from. Next question. Oh, wait, no, I wasn't done. What would I change about this house? If I can just remodel it, maybe just like a second story. That's it. What are some things that you shouldn't say at a funeral? What the hell? Same question again. What are your favorite TV shows? Oh, I stopped watching TV at around when I was 2012. Like after I moved from the old house, the first house, I just decided, you know what? I'm tired of losing money and always having to run on a rat wheel, like, and I just felt like part of that has to do with, because I was kind of I was depressed at the time. I was addicted to TV, so I quit TV in 2012. Unfortunately, they got me hooked and pulled into a new system, which is YouTube. YouTube is great, but if you're just watching videos, sometimes like it's a lot of valuable information, because I usually try to watch things that are going to teach me things, but I don't write things down. I don't like taking notes. And so that at that point, that's useless information, because in one ear, out the other. If you don't write it down, you're not going to attain that knowledge. And even if you write it down, like if you write out too much crap, you're not gonna be able to attain that knowledge. So yeah, YouTube is another system that just sucked me into another matrix that's wasting my time again. So I had to figure something out. I had to stay on my toes. This is good. At least I'm talking in front of the camera. And, I mean, I should be looking at the camera with my eyes at the audience, but I'm looking at myself just to see if there's any. I don't know why I do that. So let's see. What are my favorite TV shows before I stopped watching TV? Like X-Files, what else? Like old Japanese animation series from like the 80s and 90s, like East. That's like some Japanese cartoon DVD, or Wolf's Rain. I liked I don't know. There's a lot of stuff, but right now I just can't think good. What else? Well, just basically manga and anime from the 80s and 90s, or what else? Well, that's not really TV. It's just like you gotta look for that. You gotta buy those DVDs. But TV, I don't really like TV. Let's see. Next one. Would you rather be the best player on a horrible team or the worst player on a great team? If you're talking sports, I know nothing of sports. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. For me, it's like you got TV wasting your time. You know, how are you ever gonna reach your dream watching TV? And don't get me wrong, I'm being a hypocrite because I watched YouTube. It sucked me into a new system. But also sports, that's another system they suck people in. They just sit them down like cattle watching somebody else's dream come true while they're just watching. So I'm glad I never, ever watch sports. I mean, like, it's like the same game over and over and over again. And then people tend to think, oh, well, then you're not manly. Shut the hell up, bitch. You like watching men play with balls? Like, sorry, I don't mean to piss off the gay community. I know they sometimes get mad, but whatever. Next one. What is your dream job? My dream job, just to make money off of my creativity, whether it be being a talk show host, which I'm terrible at because I want to incorporate more humor into it, but I need to study the logic between setup and punchline. Like, I haven't really done that. It's like a whole. I mean, you see my comic book; it has humor in it, and it has sometimes setups and punchlines, but I don't know what people think of it. I think it's sometimes funny. I mean, but after watching it over and over again, I'm like, okay, I've heard it already. But my dream job would be to sell the comic book, which is Looming from Beyond. That's the name of my comic book. I don't want to talk about what it's about. I want to keep it kind of a secret till I do more. But the thing is, I already mapped out. It's already in the YouTube. It's about 400 frames of super sloppy, fast rough draft because it was 400 frames. I mean, I couldn't spend an hour per frame. Think about that, 400 freaking hours, like that. So I just tried to finish it as fast as I could just to get the main idea out, get the voice acting out, and that's the first chapter. So I've written about 7 chapters, and I haven't even gotten to the surface of that comic book series, and I estimate it could be it can be like, I hate to be honest with myself, like this is like the schizophrenic part. Like I start to think that like Jesus turning one loaf into 5,000 and one fish into 5,000. Like I have a extreme faith in me that I can finish this comic book series, even though it can consist of fucking, I don't know, 30 to 50 or more chapters. And if each chapter consists of 300 to 400 frames, that means like I have to draw each frame. Just think of a frame as a page. So the page consists of a background that's in color. It's got line art. It has shading, but the thing is, I'm doing the rough draft because I'm not gonna. When I draw a frame, my full potential, it's about 10 hours plus. But think about that, 10 hours per frame times 400. That's ridiculous. Just for one chapter. No, I had to. So I told myself I'm only gonna spend no more than an hour and a half drawing each frame, just an hour and a half a day, or if I could do 2 frames. But I never know how I'm gonna feel from one day to the next. Like, do I really feel like drawing? And if I force myself to draw when I don't want to draw, it comes out looking more like garbage. So I don't like to do that. Like, I like to do what I like to do at the time, whether it's to compose music on my FL Studio, which reminds me I should play music. It's just whatever I feel like artistically or creatively in the moment that I feel like I want to do it. So my dream job would be something to do with music or comic book or talk show host, something creative, or maybe all the above. As crazy as it sounds, that's my schizophrenia talking. What do you do for fun? Well, everything creative, and I do it with my brother. Like, he's not here. He's a very anonymous person, and that's just the way he wants to live. Yeah, me and him, we're best friends. We're like Billy and Jimmy from the Double Dragon, or Mario and Luigi, or we're best friends. So we're like the 90s at the Roxbury brothers, or whatever, right? So for fun, we get together and we work on our ideas. We brainstorm. He's drawing in his room, I'm drawing in my room. We share ideas. We make new ideas. He has his version of the comic of Looming from Beyond, but his is called something else. And yeah, he has his version. I got my version. It's like an alternate reality. There's other characters. He's got different characters. Same plot, same villain, same. We're in the comic, both of us in both of our comics. It's just like an alternate reality, kind of like, you got Ninja Turtles, like this series and then that series. It's kind of like that. So for fun, we do something creative, something artistic or musical. Because my brother, he plays keyboard. I can't play keyboard. I play this right here, the DAW. But you still have to have compositional skills. You have to have an ear for music. And I developed mine from humming tunes since I was a kid. Are you doing anything fun this weekend? Nope. If I go out there and I go drink and I go smoke a cigar or something, which I've done like in 2011 for like about 8 months. If I start doing that crap, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fun, but like I lose my ambition to create stuff. So then what the hell's the point? You know what I mean? But I do want to be a part of that life, but not yet. I'm still building. I know I'm already 34, but you know what? Some people reach greatness in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I don't want to ever think about time. I just want to just enjoy life, enjoy the journey, and keep working. And at the same time, don't be a robot. I spend time with my brother. We laugh all the time. With him, I laugh a lot. Like, we always say funny shit together. But it's kind of like when cameras are on me, it's kind of like I'm being analyzed. It's kind of like I can't trigger that part of me. Sometimes I could, sometimes I can't. So am I doing anything fun this weekend? No. Other than going out? No. But staying home and maybe drawing or doing something fun like that, laughing with my family, that's fun. How often do I nap? Whenever I feel like napping, but I only feel like napping once a day. What would you be doing if you were not here right now? If I weren't here right now, well, I'm always at home or at work. If I'm not here or at work, and if I can be anywhere, break my pattern completely, I wish I can be at the casino, which I live nearby a casino, and no, I don't live in Vegas, but it's a casino, and I always wanted to play. I play at VegasWorld.com, but I don't play enough to memorize the hands, or if I had to play, know all those signals like hit me and stand and all this. I don't know. I don't memorize all that. I don't know any of that. I'm still like a newbie. I'm an amateur. But if I could be somewhere other than here or work, it would be I would want to be at the casino, learning how they play, getting to know the people there, because I'm writing another comic after this one, which is after this one from Looming from Beyond. I'm doing another comic book that's called The Forgotten Kingdom, and that one is me again, but it's a I don't want to talk about what that one's about, but I feel like I want to know that casino so that it'll help me write characters into my comic book. So I want to get to know the people there, but I also I want to work there. Like whatever kind of job they give me. I already applied, sent in my resume, my cover letter. Hopefully I get it. If I get it, that'll be good because then I'll get to know the personalities there, and they have very unique personalities that I only see on TV. So if I get to know that better, that's gonna help me with that comic I'm working on, the second one, which is called The Forgotten Kingdom. How often do you nap? Okay, we asked that one. When you were younger, what did you want to be when you grew up? Well, coincidentally, I ran into a box in my garage and I opened it up, and this old box had a picture of me when I was a kid, and it says my book, and I flip open the pages, and at the end it says, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I feel like this was just mind control from the teachers, like trying to get me to do something that they wanted to do. It just says, I want to be a doctor. I'm like, what? I don't want to be a doctor. Like, I think it's just I didn't know what I wanted to be when I was a kid. I knew what I wanted to be when I was a kid, when after my dad died, or around. Oh no, my dad was still living. I wanted to be a movie star. That's what I want to be. I want to be a movie star. But then when Eminem came along, I felt like the world around me was collapsing because my music was being mocked. The music I listened to was being mocked. Everything I liked was being mocked. Japanese animation was being mocked. Just everything. My whole world was just collapsing, and he was part of the reason for it. Like his mentality and everything was just opposite to mine. And so I got so pissed off that I wanted to be better than him. And there's certain things about me, my style, my vocal tone, my rhythm, my style, and there's a complexity in my style that I do already feel I am better than him, even though I can't rap as fast as him, I can't be as clear, crisp, clear talking as him, but you have to also understand, I got Mexican genes, full Mexican genes. This mouth is not European. This tongue is not European. These teeth are not European, So I have to rap in a language that wasn't formed for my genes. So that's one thing people have to take into account. So I had to force myself to speak clear enough, but at the same time, I don't like it when they rap really crisp, clear. You know what I mean? Because when it's like Eminem, he's like, till I collapse, I'm spilling these raps, long as you feel until the day that I drop. Like it sounds nerdy, weak, and he mocks, the gay community. But dude, you sound gay. Like, I mean, you sound like one of the gayest rappers I've ever heard. So yeah, because he's like a high pitchy voice, and so yeah, I mean, the guy sounds gay. There's nothing wrong with being gay, but when he points the finger at everyone else calling them gay, he's being hypocritical because he needs to check himself. Even when he sounds angry and tries to sound tough, it sounds weak and girly, and it just doesn't sound tough. And he's speaking way too clearly. Don't get me wrong, I don't like mumble rap either. Mumble rap, there's an in-between that sounds good. From the 80s and 90s rappers in hip-hop and in the dance genres, they sound good. Like MC Hammer, Tupac, they all sound good. It's not super crisp, cut, clear like Eminem, like the way he pronounces words and all pitchy and with all this goofy-ass tonality. Like, it sounds tough, it sounds good. Tupac and MC Hammer and a lot of 80s and 90s dance genres, rappers, they sound good. Like Snap, Rhythm is a dancer, the rapper there, Total Confusion, a homeboy, a hippie, and a funky dread. there's a certain that's just the way I see it, but I believe that to be true. What else? What was I talking about? Okay, when you were younger, what did you want to be when you grew up? Oh, went off the subject again. So basically, I wanted to be a movie star, but when Eminem came along, I I wanted to be the best rapper. I wanted to be over him, way over him. I want the world to see that I am way over him. And even though like I have an older brother who's super sharp in the music, he can play by ear things that are like I don't think a lot of people can play that. Like it's like super. He's been playing by ear keyboard since he was 7, and he can play both hands. He's really gifted, and he already knows that I'm well. It's not, I don't want to say his opinion, because every time I say it's his opinion, he gets pissed off. He's like, "What the fuck? You sound way better than him. He sounds fucking whack," and he gives me all these reasons why I'm way better than him. And he's a genius in music. Like he's like my sensei in a lot of ways. And so yeah, back to what I was saying. What did I want to be when I was younger? Movie star. But when Eminem came along, my world was collapsing. I had to defend it. So I became a rapper, singer, music composer. So I'm a voice actor and a music composer. I took an acting class in college for a semester, and for my final, which was to act out with my partner, the teacher just said at the end, she told me excellent specificity. That I had excellent specificity, and that supposedly, well, I don't remember what she was talking about specificity, but it's not easy to do really good specificity in what I was doing. So, next question. What is the biggest regret this week? Well, I worked out 2 or 3 times this week, but I wanted to work out more than that, because with the medications, like I sometimes fall into patterns. I'm not even aware sometimes. I go and I eat, and I'm like, I mean, I'm vegan, but I don't look vegan because of the medication. Lithium is a water retainer, it retains salt, so it makes me even bigger than I should be, and it slows down metabolism, and it's just like I regret not exercising enough. What is your morning routine? We asked this one. I don't have a morning routine, but I would love to read the word and different things in the morning. I like to read in the morning. I was trying that for a while, but then I lost my discipline and focus again. What's your ideal way to celebrate your birthday? Well, it's always been the same. It's just hanging out with my family and laughing. But if I can have it like any way I wanted it to be, I wish I could hang out with a lot of people, be social, open up and be funny like I am with my brother, and make them laugh, and somewhere like at an event with disco lights and good music and babes everywhere. That would be my ideal way to celebrate my birthday. If you became president, oh, I like this one. If you became president, what is the first thing you would do? Well, I know that the president doesn't have absolute power, okay? But my main focus, since I was a kid, I always wanted to do something to help animals. I want them, if I can be God and snap my fingers, I'd snap my fingers and I'd stop animals from being killed. No more killing animals, no more. No more meat. The meat industry would be destroyed. It'd be obliterated. No more. And anybody that would try to kill animals would be prosecuted and go to jail just like a normal human. So you can't kill animals in my world. If but as a president, I'll just do the best I can to make their lives better if I can be president. Yes. So the first thing I would do would be to help the daily lives of animals, just to be easier, and that's what I would do if I was president. That's my main focal point, is to help them. And at the same time, I'm Republican, so I believe in borders. I believe in, I do support Trump. I know that for some people might say, like, well, wait a minute, he's got a son that's a hunter and he's killed animals, and I don't like that, but when you get older, you have to understand that the world is very interconnected. People that, 'cause before it was kind of like there's my team and then there's the enemies. But as I get older, I see it's more complex. There's people that I really admire and like, but they're tied to people that, well, before would be super enemy, but I can't play that game no more as a teenager. Like, I'll fight them, or no, it's different now. The game has changed. I have to play it now like a man of influence. Like, hopefully people that follow me will follow me. People who don't follow me won't follow me, but all I can do is just be the best I can be. Be vegan and try to influence, and that's it. So if I became president, the first thing I would do is to help animals. Next question. What is one of the top things on your bucket list? Oh man, I got a ton of things on my bucket list. I feel like I haven't really reached any of them. I mean, I can compose music now. I can draw somewhat, but I got a lot on my bucket list. And I don't think I'll ever reach... the top things on my bucket list, they sometimes change. Like, it used to be like I want to be considered the best rapper, but now that I'm older, I feel like that's childish. I mean, like, I really don't care. Like, most of the time people like garbage rappers, garbage music anyway. Why do I care about to seek the approval of them that don't value me but value some garbage, It's like, who cares? Like, I don't really care about being considered the best rapper. So I used to want that, but I still want to be a movie star. But knowing how Hollywood is so liberal and so there's a lot of Democrats and they attack Trump, I'm kind of losing desire to be a movie star too. But I will always try to find a way to be a movie star one way or another. So that's good that we have YouTube, so I can make something on my own. I got my comic book that has voice acting, so that's another way to practice acting and being sort of a movie star. But now on my bucket list would be finish the comic books and try to learn, politics and left brain thinking stuff to, I don't know, maybe I will be president one day. I don't know. I mean, it would be nice to reach that level, but I mean, I figured if I ever did, I'd be like 70 years old. So I'm 34 now, so I'm hoping that I can break certain patterns that I have so that I can learn politics. And I want to also learn, another thing on my bucket list is to learn at least the Java language of programming. That's something that I want to learn. What else? Next question. Oh wait, how long am I recording now? Oh damn, it's an hour show. Maybe people are getting bored. Yeah, probably. If you were invisible for a day, what would you do? Well, I'm usually invisible. I mean, I used to get like 70 likes on Instagram, but I felt like I died and went to hell, and now I get nothing. I don't know. I mean, I said so much shit on social media posts. Like, sometimes I said racist stuff, I said homophobic stuff, but that's because I was manic bipolar, paranoid, schizo, and when a person's like that, I believe that you become easily possessed, and then when you come back from the psych ward, you're like, oh, what the fuck, why did I say that, why did I write that? I would never say that in my right fucking mind. So, it is what it is. I make huge mistakes, and I've made many mistakes, and I've stumbled many times. I still do to this day, but you know, I pick myself up and I do my best again. So if I were invisible for a day, what would I do? Like physically invisible? Probably go to the strip club. Watch some babes. Okay, next one. Do you prefer to travel or stay close to home? Stay close to home, but I want to travel. I want to go to Vegas. I've never been to Vegas. I want to play in the casinos in Vegas. I want to make a lot of money in Vegas. I want to play for fun. I want to know how to play the game. I want to make a living off of it. So traveling, I would love to travel, but unfortunately I stay home. And haven't been able to break that pattern, but it's also because I'm trying to accomplish other things right now. And some people might say, well, what the hell? What are you doing? Why don't you just keep making music? Why are you being a talk show host now? Well, it's because at some point, you know, you get tired of the same thing. I've been doing drawing and music and, well, practically all my life, but inconsistently and randomly. And, you know, whatever I feel like doing, I do it. But at this point in my life, like, I want to try something new. Get a new form of intelligence so that I become smarter. So when I go back to writing the screenplay, I become even smarter. I become even funnier. I become even faster at writing. I become better at drawing. I become more creative at drawing. I become faster at drawing. It's each intelligence feeds one another. So, you know, yeah. What are some things that you should not say at a funeral? We said that already. What is one of your favorite words or phrases? My favorite word or phrase? I don't have any. As a child, what did you want to be when you grow up? We said that. Would you rather be stuck in a house with someone who you hate or be stuck in a house alone? Someone I hate, I would say, I would hate being stuck in a house with someone I hate. And lucky for me, everyone that lives in my house I love, so I'm very lucky. What is one thing that you would like to change about the world? Well, destroy the meat industry. No more killing animals. That would be the one thing I would love to change about the world. What else? What is a short, long-term goal of yours? My short-term goal would be to lose weight, maybe about 90 pounds, 80 pounds, and gain muscle. And you know what? Just get in the best shape of my fucking life. That's what I want. Best shape. I want the abs. I want the muscles. All that. My long-term goal would be everything that I'm doing becomes maxed out. Like, people are gonna look like, what the hell? How the hell can one guy do so many things and be good at all of them? That would be my long-term goal. That would be like being a Da Vinci, a Renaissance man of 2020, of the new age, right? Do you prefer talking over the phone or face-to-face? Depends on who I'm talking to. Talking over the phone, if it's someone I like, I'll talk face-to-face. Someone I'm not familiar with, well, I guess over the phone. Do you recycle? Yes. What was the biggest thing you have ever won? I almost won that competition where I was rapping at a bar. It was Coast to Coast Live. I almost won the first round, but I messed up on the B-verse because I had no idea that the B-verse, the music was way too loud, and I couldn't rap over it because it was hurting people's ears. So just my luck. I mean, I got stuck again. I missed my opportunity. And now I'm like kind of pissed off at Coast to Coast Live because they made fun of me because I made another song and the idiot didn't even look at the lyrics. He was just like, oh, I don't get it. It just didn't make sense. Like, well, yeah, it's just, I just felt like he was like being very biased because he probably is a big Eminem fan and he just got pissed off. That's why. tell me about your dream house. My dream house would be a mansion, and my cat Bubbles would have many, many friends, companions, and they'd be playing all over the backyard and be able to run up trees, and that would be my dream house. Like, and a nice gated facility so that the cats don't go into the yards. But that would be my dream house. And what else? It would have basically everything in there. The mansion, cars, everything I want. Just, yeah. What are your favorite TV shows? We said that already. Let's go to the next one. What are some things that you shouldn't say during a marriage proposal? Híjole. I've never been married. I've only had, and this is embarrassing and people will laugh, but I really don't care that they laugh. I especially those that claim they're Christians, they shouldn't be laughing, because you know what? You laugh at me, you're laughing at Jesus. So like what I mean by that is basically, like I only had a girlfriend when I was 25 for 4 months. I don't want to talk about that, but she cheated on me, so I cheated on her. I left her. Well, actually, she dumped me. But anyway, I don't care anymore. It lasted, only 4 months, and before that, I've always been lonely. But what was I gonna say? I forgot what the hell I was gonna say. So, what are some things that you shouldn't say during a marriage proposal? Well, I have scenarios in my head. Like I imagine, because I'm a screenwriter, like I always imagine scenes of certain things that happen, that never do happen. So during a marriage proposal, what are one things, I feel like a dumb thing I would do is I find the most beautiful girl and I'm having sex with her, and then I see the proposal right then and there. Like, that would be dumb. I think that's not the time you're supposed to say it. Next one. If you could meet anybody in history, past or present, who would it be? I don't know. Well, I would say Jesus, but at the same time, I don't know, because I believe to me he's God. So I don't know if I would want to meet him. I think I get scared meeting him. Just knowing that someone can read my mind, and then all of a sudden, like Tourette syndrome, I'm thinking bad thoughts, and he's catching a glimpse of all that, and then he says something to me because he's angry. Yeah, I don't know if I want to meet him, but I do love him. But who would I would love to meet? I think my twin flame, Noelle Brienne. Yes, I would love to meet her. But, she don't want to meet me, so maybe in an alternate reality, in the next life, or, I don't know, some other time and space. What's better, having high expectations or having low expectations? I'd say having high expectations is real bad, and also having low expectations is real bad. I'm stuck with high expectations, and that's real bad. Like, I always tend to think like I'm very I'm a big thinker. I think like, I'm gonna be president, I'm gonna accomplish all these things, and I always believe that it will come to pass, all these things, but that's not a guarantee. That's not, it could just be I'm just a crazy nut who thinks he can accomplish many things. But truth is that I have too many activities on my hands, and I'm just tossed around with whatever I want to do. What do you do when you're bored? I get tossed around with my desires. So if I want to draw, I'll draw. If I want to make music, I make music. If I want to watch YouTube, I watch YouTube. I tried my hardest to have discipline to do certain things sometimes, but sometimes I just don't have it. What was the last book you read? I read bits and pieces of books, like more than one at a time, at the same time, but it's hard for me to finish a book now. I used to be able to finish a book from start to finish. Since I'm on the meds, I feel like they're controlling certain things to toss my ass around, to look stupid. But I don't care, because I believe it's going to bite them in the ass in the end, to keep fucking with me. What is your favorite brand? What? What did you have for lunch yesterday? What? Do you prefer cats or dogs? I love both, but I prefer cats because they're cleaner. They're, most people don't like cats because they think that, oh, well, they're not affectionate. They don't show their love for you. Like, who cares, you selfish human? Like, I love cats. Like, I love showing them love. I love them. Like, they don't have to do nothing. They don't have to give me any love. They could be mean. They could even scratch me, and I think that's cute. Like, But yeah, I prefer cats. I like that they're like ninjas. They just like very nimble and peaceful, and then at times they turn into monster boys and girls, and it just looks like they're just so cute. Yeah. And I love dogs too. They're cute too, but you play with them for a little while, you start to smell like one of them. So that's the only reason why I don't wouldn't want a dog. But I did play a lot with dogs, like my neighbor's dogs and all that. Would you rather have a grapefruit-sized head or a head the size of a watermelon? I think my head's the size of a watermelon. I tend to think too much, and I got a lot of brain capacity, and it's probably expanded a lot, my skull. So what am I going to do? I got a big head, so got to learn to live with it. But I think when I lose weight, it looks all right. It looks pretty cool. Would you rather be tall and fat or short and well built? I say short and well built. I mean, I'm 5'7", same height as Bruce Lee. I think that 5'7" and 5'9", around there, best heights for a fighter. And I did dabble with martial arts since I was a kid, on and off, sometimes consistently, sometimes inconsistently. And I really love like the art. I love the form, like being able to kick correctly and with speed, and knowing when to kick, knowing when to evade from a kick. I love all that, and I think that's more easily achieved when you're around that height. When you're taller, you just look linky, and it's not impressive to me when a tall guy beats up a short guy. It's like, all right, well, it's not impressive. If you could choose your last meal, what would it be? My last meal? Vegan buffet. Just give me everything you can that tastes good, that's vegan, and I'll eat it all before I die. What was the biggest life change you've gone through? I'd say coming to Christ is the biggest life change. Don't get me wrong, there's times like where I want to go back to the old life, like persecute my enemies, but now I told God that I'm just gonna persecute my enemies. Everything that I wanted to do but I can't do now, I'm gonna get revenge in the comic books. So yeah, that's it. That's the way I cope with things. Other than that, what's the biggest life change I've gone through? I guess I just I don't hate people as much as I used to. Like, I realize that people just aren't perfect, but at the same time, I do hate certain people, like when they piss me off, but I don't hate like I used to hate when I was like a teenager and young adult or elementary kid, What was the biggest... Okay, let's check that one. What is your least favorite chore? Least favorite would be cleaning the restroom. I don't like that. How would your friends describe you? I think since I had my schizophrenic outbursts and posts I made online when, the demons were controlling my hands because they were going rampant when I wasn't taking my meds, I've lost a lot of friends, or they're still there on my Facebook or whatever, but they caught glimpses of me saying nasty things and they got pissed off, and now they just kind of like avoid me. And well, the only friends I have now are just my family, just my siblings and my mom. So what did you have for lunch yesterday? I already said that. What was your favorite subject in school? Art, but before that it was math. When I was a kid, it was math, but then my brother influenced me with music and art, and well, I never wanted to go back. What's my favorite song of all time? I don't have one. but everything in the 80s and 90s dance genres, I love the majority of it, like 90 something percent. I love all the dance genres. And hip hop from the 80s and early 90s. But once Eminem came along, after that, the hip hop, I just smashed the radio and never listened to it again. How many email addresses do you have? Oh, I have quite a lot because I got blocked by my twin flame like 15 times since 2017. So yeah, I'm done with that. I mean, she's taken, she's married, she's happy, she has kids. You know, if twin flame theory is correct and it's true, and because supposedly twin flame theory says that I forgot. Twin flame theory is saying that supposedly, I don't know if this is true, but it's kind of weird because when I think about it, it kind of feels like some kind of deja vu feeling that comes over me. Twin flame theory says that me in another body is my twin flame. So in other words, Noel Brienne is really me in the same space, and that I used to be one soul, and then it got separated at some point, and then according to I think it was Greek mythology, Zeus, he separated a soul, I forgot who it was, and this is how they try to say that every person has some kind of a twin flame, they're mirror opposite, but it's the same person, and they come together to become one. But when you keep attacking your twin flame and you push them away, and it takes longer to heal, and I don't really know if this is true, but somewhere in my soul feels like it really, really is true. But you know, what can I do? She hates my guts. When I was crazy, I said some things that I fucking regret. Like, I can't believe I said that in my right mind, so I can't go back in time. All I can do now is just, what other life can I live without her? What kind of life? Well, you know, a nice, rich life. You know, hopefully one day I have my mansions, my cars. Might not have the love of my life, but at least, you know, some people say, oh, you can't buy happiness with riches. I think every person's life has something lacking in it. A rich person, a poor person, a person who's married, a person who's not married. It's like, that's just what keeps us going, wanting, desiring to get something we can't have or we can't have yet. So I don't worry too much. What was the last gift you received? It was on Christmas. I don't remember what it was right now. Yeah, I don't remember. Sorry, I don't mean to disrespect the people that were giving me gifts. It's just, I have so much stuff in my garage. I'm like kind of a hoarder. I do spring cleaning, but you know, some of it, like, I don't like to throw away video games or give them out. I keep them all. So, next one. If you could be any celebrity, who would it be? That's a weird question. I would either be Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Sylvester Stallone, Van Damme, who else? Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know, like just cool characters that are original. They got their own style, you know, like from the 80s and 90s, or Steven Seagal, or you know, the cool ones. So next question: what is your favorite condiment? What? I mean, if you could have one superpower, what would it be? Superpower to be, well, because I cannot have my twin flame in this life, probably, if I can't have her, if I can get one superpower instead of her, it would be to be world's greatest porn star. I would just be banging all the babes, you know, because that to me is like second best life than being with my twin flame. Being with my twin flame would be the best first love life, but if I can't have that in this life, well, second best would be to be the best porn star in the world. you know, Eminem's a rap god. Well, I want to be the sex god, you know, banging all these chicks. Next question. Do you prefer to take baths or showers? Would you rather not be able to use your hands or not be able to walk? Oh, that's terrible. They're equal to me because if I can't walk, I can't do kicks no more. I can't learn how to fight, which I use in my comic books. I draw my poses, and without hands I can't draw. But I can kick and I can walk. But I can't answer that question. It's the same for either hands or feet are equal. Do you have any pets? Yes, my cat Bubblage, my baby boy. And I've had other cats before, but I couldn't keep them all, so I had to find homes for them. My cat Bubbles right now is about 14 in human years. He has a bump on his head because of, I don't know if those are fat cells or what, but, you know, right now I don't have money to, you know, help him go to the vet, so I'm just cleaning the area where he has it, so I don't know. I'm worried about that. I'm hoping he gets better, but you know, I think that's the most stressful thing in my life right now. Just that. I'm constantly thinking about that. I'm like praying to God, hoping that, you know, I get enough money to help Bubbles. So, next question. What is the best piece of advice that you've received? Best piece of advice, well, certain things in the Bible, and I don't know, it changes from time to time. Sometimes good advice later is useless to me. It's not, it could be bad advice. It just depends on the season, what's going on in my life. What was the biggest life change you've gone through? Biggest life change? I don't know. I think it's Jesus. He's helped me change. If you were asked to teach a class, what class would you teach? Well, everything to do with art and music. Either one's equally important to me, so yeah. Okay, I'm about to stop right now. This is an hour and a half show, and I think I'm going to bore my viewers to death, so I'm sorry. But this is so you get to know who I am. So this concludes the Wolfrhymes show. Hope you had a great time getting to know who I am. And stay tuned for the next episode. Hopefully it's not as boring and as long as this one. So have a great night.
Don't let go, you got to keep dancing. The city lights and girls keep me going faster. There's no time, so go find the girl of your dreams. Hop into a hot car, going 90 on the freeway with me. Live life the way you want to, you ought to. Before you grow old, roll racks on the table, set a gamble, and leave with the gold. I won't settle for less. I own the universe tonight. I'm living my best among the people of the night who like to party. Just keep on moving, baby. This is no time to waste. Go have fun once in your life. It's the weekend for me. It's time to handle my dream. This is the night life. Club hopping like a maverick. Vegas, Hollywood, LA to the Bay. I keep on going places. It's crazy if I make a change. This is the night life. We ride the night together. This is the night life. We're living for adventure.